Hello, this is Laura Scott, independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. How is everybody tonight? Oh, I am so excited to be here. I see that I have a big glare on my glasses again. Sorry, we do still have a a crew that's going to come in here soon and give me some recess lighting, and it will really help with that. So I apologize. We just have to endure it a little longer. Let me see if I can fix it just a little bit for this part of the video. I hope that helps a little. Sorry, let's see. I hate to bring it down too far because then you can't see me at all. This time of night, it's getting dark. It's funny, when I started doing my videos, it was summertime and I still had some natural light. So now it's getting darker. I cannot believe, hi Debbie. I cannot believe that January is flying by. I don't know about you guys, but I am just not ready for Valentine's Day, but I sure am ready for the cold to pass on by. So that's really cool. Sorry. If you can hear my dogs being reprimanded in the background. We have a few puppies and sometimes they get a little overzealous with their playtime. Sorry about that. They're all bark and no bite, if that makes any sense to anybody. They like to really roughhouse, especially in the evening after a day of chilling. Well, I am going to show you what we're going to do tonight. I'm very, very excited to play with some new product from the mini catalog. Let me just get it on the screen. I apologize, my camera's all off kilter. I must have tapped it. Give me 1 second to get that fixed so that we can have it in view. Here we go. There we go. Just the lighting. All right. Hi, Anna. Anna is ready for winter to be over with too. Oh my goodness. Well, in the meantime, we can play indoors and have some fun. You know, I love to crank on the heat a little bit, don't tell my husband, and play with Stampin' in the wintertime. Something nice and fun to do indoors. These are our projects for this evening. This is a sample. We have, of course, many options. I don't know if you caught my catalog tour last week, but we went through the catalog and I showed you this lovely sample treat box, and we'll go over some other candies that fit in the treat box here in a minute. And this is our, look at this cord across. I'm so sorry, guys. Just noticed that. Too busy looking at the pretty card. Yes, we are going to do a shaker card tonight. And look at these fun little gumball beads that Stampin' Up has provided us for the Gumball Machine. Love it, love it. So I will show you where this came from in the catalog. It is at the beginning. All the lovely Valentine's Day stuff is at the beginning. It doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. Obviously, that one can be used for birthdays, just because, thinking of you, etc. This is some of the paper we're going to use is from the Sweet Talk Sweets, which I will show you real quick. I do have it right here because this is the paper that we are using. I don't know if you guys use these sleeves from Stampin' Storage. Give them a little plug. They have some great sleeves. I don't do it for all my paper, but I use it for the ones I'm actively using. Some people, I'm sure, use it for all. I don't know if it's focused though. Is it focused? It's just a nice little plastic sleeve that's 12 by 12. And I am definitely cutting up and shopping. The framelits I'll show you that come with this have some dies. There's 3 heart dies in here that coordinate with the paper. So I just want to show you that real quickly before we get into it, because I think it's Very cool. I love it when Stampin' Up does this. They coordinate with, sorry, let me find the right heart. There's the right heart shape. That one goes there. And then there's this one that's a little bit more elongated. That can go on like this one. And you can cut these out real quick. I should have done for tonight, now that I think about it, of course, now. I should have had my, I sometimes do like a little Tupperware. I cut one day and cut a bunch of little images out of the paper like this, and then I have it in a bowl, and I just go to town decorating boxes and stuff. So that's how you can do it. Let me just bring it up a little bit so you can see. Oh, of course it shifted. Of course. I should have brought it up to begin with. Sorry. Anyway, they do fit perfectly, even though I'm not doing them justice. But they are really, really cool. I promise it fits it right when you can look straight down and not through a camera. Anyway, you get the idea. So I'm going to just pop these back on. And you'll see there's lots of little fun hearts on here. I'm loving these that create strings of hearts. That's the trim of it, which I do recommend using the adhesive sheets when you play with that, so that you don't have to try to do little dots of glue along it, because it's really fine detail. So we will have some fun with that. If not tonight, another day, because I know that you want to do a gumball today, Gumball Machine. So I just wanted to flip through the paper real quick, because this is the paper we're using today, and look at how fun. That one's upside down, sorry. Fun hearts. Got to love it. That's just, sorry, that was a lot. I wanted to show it all. This one, again, upside down. Sorry. Just really fun paper. I know there's one more, sorry. One more I want to show you. Actually, there's two more. How cool is that? There's this one, which kind of look like little treat boxes. And then there is this one, which I think is really sweet too. All right, so, and just to show you the treat boxes real quick, they come, and they're all part of the suite if you do get it. It comes in, there's 10 boxes in a package, which I think is pretty generous. And they're already all scored for you. They got adhesive already on it. It's really, really easy to put the box together. You just peel the adhesive and voila, you're done. I have heard that it's recommended to do peel one side, adhere it, turn it, peel the other side and adhere it. So, but you can also decorate it first, as I did with this sample one. I did punch out, sorry, I know it's under here. I did punch out a little window and put a window sheet there so you can see the candy. So you can do that here as well. So lots of fun things you can do with that. And before I get too much further into it, if you want to reach me to order any of this product, and I am doing a special through the end of celebration, which for every $50 you spend, there's products you can get free from the celebration through the end of February. And then there's other items that if you spend $100, you get free. So many great things in here. I definitely recommend going through it. I went through it in depth last week, so I will put a link to that if you want to watch the in-depth video to that. But you can go to StampingCoast2Coast.stampinup.net or email me at stampingcoast2coast@gmail.com. And if you put in an order during the month of January, my host code is C36N4KQB. So anyway, so this is Valentine's Day night. Lots of fun product you could use. We are going to, look at this cute robot. Isn't he adorable? Just not enough hours in the day to play with everything. So we're going to dive into the Gumball Greetings, because I think it would be really fun. And you can get the bundle, the framelits and the stamps, which I'll show you real quick. The bundle gives you 10% off. Let me get those out for you. I got so excited with the paper here. need to get the gumballs out for you. Okay, here is the stamp set, which has all the pieces that you can stamp individually to build your own with stamps. And inside the gumball machine, you can put hearts or stamp gumballs. There's, to me, you'd have to tell me what you think this is. I think this looks like almost like sprinkles. I'm not really sure. Sorry. And then little mini gumball machine stamp and some great sentiments. May your day be filled with all best things. I choose you. Wishing you the sweetest day ever. Happy Valentine's Day. So again, but you can definitely interchange this with some birthday greetings as well. And anything else? Let's see. And here are the dies that correspond with it. So we're going to pull some out in just a moment. Let me just get the catalog out of the way. Boom. And I have some of it pre-cut for you, just so that we can make it easier for you. And I will tell you the measurements as we go. Let's see, I'm going to do this tonight on thick basic white cardstock is going to be the base, but I'll show you the inside as well. I'm a real sucker for, first of all, getting cords out of the way. Don't know why that's there. All right, so sucker for layering. So I have the red layer here, and I also did a red layer on the inside. And here are some of those fun hearts that the framelits cut out. So really, really, really cool. Sorry, can't help but play. And I'm going to tell you now, look at this. It spins. I just love interactive cards. Okay, so going back to it, we have, first of all, we have thick basic white cardstock for the base. So I had to borrow a bone folder because, sorry, my dog hair is everywhere. I misplaced my Stampin' Up one, which I'll have to order another one because they are wonderful as ever. All right, so that's your base. And then in the packet, I have two the same size real red cardstock. One is going to be for the outside. One is going to be for the inside. And then this is from the same suite of paper, the cardstock, I'm sorry, DSP paper pack that we just spoke of. So that I thought was really fun with the stripes to be on here. Oh, and then I have some other little scraps to build our machine with. And then this is going to be to stamp for the inside. Okay, so let's see. I want to stamp the inside first, just to keep the suspense a little bit on the little machine because he is so cute. I'm definitely going to lose you after that. And we're going to do something a little different tonight. I'm going to just stamp the, I like the may your day be filled with all the best things for the inside. Sorry, I have a bucket here of all my goodies for tonight's events. All right, so I've got it already mounted. Let's see, I want to make sure it's right side up. May your day be filled with all the best things. And I always recommend a practice stamp. See, that's just way too light. Just turn it a little bit. Make sure I get good and inked up. And the beauty of these stamps is you can look through and see if it's inked up enough. And I don't know why. It was working fine all weekend. Now it's just not wanting to ink up as well. Sometimes I just do this, especially newer stamps. They might have a little bit of residue from construction, if you will. And I'm going to stand up and move all the lovely pieces out of the way so that I don't get it all inked, and I can straighten it up on my grid paper. How is everybody tonight? I hope everybody is doing well. But every other person I know right now has COVID. Not me, not anyone I've been in contact with. No worries. I just, I'm ready for the illnesses to pass, the cold to pass. Now, when you're using these clear stamps, you want to give it an extra second for the ink to adhere to the paper, and then you get a nice crisp image. I'll take it. Nice. So that's that. And then I thought we would do a little variation on here. I do want to show you the framelit I used to do those hearts, and you're going to laugh when you hear how I did it. But I thought I would share in case any of you want to get whimsical. I took a piece of the paper from the, this is from the paper pack that comes in the celebration, the rainbow. I'm going to have to get the name of it for you, of course. This is part of celebrations. I love this rainbow paper. Even if you don't get the stamp set, I definitely recommend getting some paper and doing some cards with it because it's so pretty. This one. I'll try to show you both pages. There's this page and this page. Isn't that just the most fun paper? So this paper is from that. You'll see it as one of the ones in here. Just kind of letting you see the paper real quickly here. Hi, Kathy. Nice of you to join us. So what I did was I took this framelit right here, and you'll see I went across. I just laid it across because I was like, I want to have kind of a rainbow of hearts. And I just ran it through the Stampin' Emboss, I'm sorry, the Cut Emboss machine like that. And I was able to get all I wanted. And then I wanted a few more. So that is how I did this. And then I just did little dots of glue and put my hearts on. So I thought that was really fun. But just to give variety, I wanted to show you some other options. So I think what I want to do tonight is I'm going to, move things so I can get to my piece of paper. I'm going to just grab some real red. I'm going to close this ink pad before Anna has a heart attack. She's always afraid for me with these open ink pads. Real red, and don't laugh that this is the old ink pad. You know, these ink pads last a very long time. I just have a little ink refill. I've had to add a little bit because I use my real red a lot. And that's it. I have these 3 little hearts mounted, if you can see the 3 little hearts. I hope you can see that. Sorry, I'll put a piece of white paper under it. 3 little hearts. I thought they would be really fun to just do that across the bottom. Again, I'm going to test it. Oh yeah, got plenty of ink on there. And you can twist and turn them all you want. I don't think I want to twist and turn it too much. Not for the bottom of this card. Don't want any upside downs. So, but you can do a little bit. Voila! So I thought that was fast and easy and just really cute. Still plenty of room to write on this page. So we have this, and then let's see. So the inside, I'm just going to go ahead and close this up for a second. We're not done with it. We're going to pull this right back out in just a moment. but we're going to go ahead and just build the inside of the card real quick. So that's it is done and out of the way. Come on. Of course it's good. Oh, see if that happens to you. I really should have started it on my silicone mats. If that happens to you and you have a dauber nearby or sponge or anything, I just spread it out a little bit because I don't want it to lump up. Not that, there you go. Not that this kind of glue really lumps up, but anyway, just gonna put that on here. I'm gonna do it again. And it's going in. I don't know why a lot of people with thick basic white, you can stamp right on the inside. I'm just a sucker for layering. I think it just adds just a little something, something. There we go. Now, some people will punch out the middle of their layer for the front of their card, but I would not do it on the inside of your card because when you go to write on it, you don't want to have divots in your paper, okay? So if you want to be thrifty with your layers and use the center of it to punch something out or anything like on this one, I could do that and take some center out and keep going, but not on the other one. In fact, that would have been really clever to do that today. For this, you can just take it and we'll do that. We'll talk about that more in a minute, but because you could I definitely could have taken this and been thrifty with cutting things out, because I'm going to have to do this one and this one, this one, what else? And this one. Let's see what else. There's one more. Oh, this one here. These are all the dies that I'm going to have to do in the real red, or that I want to. You could do different colors. Your Gumball machine doesn't have to be red, but I wanted red, so I could have done this. And just to give you measurements, the basic white cardstock is just standard. The 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4. All right, just to give you measurements. And then the real red layers, both pieces are 5 1/4 by 4. And then the basic white here is 3 3/4 by 5. Kathy, I'm glad you like the card. Kathy just saw what we're making today. I'm just looking at the chat going on. Yes, this is going to be fun. So you can do that and be thrifty and put all these on here. But I did say if you don't want to do that, if you want to do a scrap of red, I did prepare a scrap that all these can fit on. That is, this one is 3 by 4.5. Okay, just so you know. So you can fit all that on here, or you can be thrifty and use the other one because we're going to cover up most of it. See? All right. So we are going to set this aside for just a moment to do this in order. Actually, we'll go ahead and talk about this. I'm sorry, I don't want to jump around. So this all fits right on here. I promise it fits. Sorry, this is just going to swing around. Let's see. it definitely fits if you have this size piece of paper. I can flip this around. Okay. Very cool. And then I have you know, by the power of television, this is what they come out looking like. This is this piece here, which you discard this piece and the middle. You only need the thin part, which this is a good example of when you may want to use, sorry, just caught the chat. Kathy's loving the gumballs. Aren't they fun? This is where you might want to use this adhesive sheet, because I'm just going to have to dab little dots of glue along the edge there. And then this one, you don't need that. So you don't need to do the whole thing in adhesive sheet if you don't want to. So then I have this one, which is going to be the base of our Gumball Machine. That's what comes from this framelit. Let's see. Then we've got the Gumball Machine top, which is this one, this little guy. Set that aside. This little piece you're going to need. Trust me, I'll show you where that goes in just a moment. That was from here. And then this little piece looks like this. Not to be confused with the pieces that are a little longer that are going to be cut out from the sides of this, because these are being discarded. This one you need. So if you cut them through all at the same time, pay attention that you're keeping the right piece. A little bit of advice. It took me a second to be like, wait a minute. I've got several long pieces here. So, okay. So that's what comes out of the red from here. Okay. So I'm just going to put these back real quick so I don't lose any pieces. I swear this feels like a game of Jenga, right? Probably doing it wrong, but that's okay. I'll figure it out later. All right, so then I'm just gonna move this out of the way, pretend we use that. Then the next part is, if you look at my card, there's also some metallic, silver metallic, and there is the, if you had grabbed some of that during the Falls Mini catalog, I would grab that and use that. Hopefully you have some scraps of that left, because I stocked up on it. So that I did with this little piece for the little part that twists around. And then we have this piece. And then, to my dismay, there's a little teeny tiny piece. Which, sorry, have to be a little more creative to get it off. I don't want to lose it, but look at this little guy. You don't have to use it, but I think it was very clever of them to think of that. And then, so I'll show you where all those go. We're going to put the base, the big one there, obviously. This goes here, and the little bitty piece is going to go right on top of the hat. Because you know how, if you've ever seen a Gumball machine, which I do have, I should have brought it out. It's got a little metal, it's almost like a bolt that goes down the middle of a Gumball machine. And that's what that is symbolizing. So we have all of this, and I'll show you. Sorry, I didn't dump out the rest of my prepared pieces for tonight, my kit. I have, this was a white card scrap, which is we're going to use for the sentiment, but this is the silver. This was there was 3 different metallic colors in the pack of silver metallic, and this was the lightest color in there. That's the one I chose. Some people I've seen do this in the darker. Now, being they're small pieces, I did grab a piece of adhesive sheet, which I definitely recommend. And I can show you, if you don't know what that looks like, this is what the package, oh, did you see that? That's why you don't have cords going across the front of you. Bringing down the house. Bear with me. Coming back. Sorry. Gonna make people seasick here. All right. So the adhesive sheets. All right. Which are 6 by 12. And there's quite a few in here. So just throwing that out there. So all I did was cut it out to match my metallic. So I just flip over that. The adhesive sheet, there's going to be, it comes in strips of paper. And I've heard, I don't know if any of you have gotten the new ones, I've heard now that the adhesive is on the opposite side, but mine are still the older ones. So for now, if you get an older pack, the adhesive is on the part you peel off. If you get a newer one, the adhesive is on the part that you leave behind. So it's very interesting. But for now, this is how I do it. All right. And then when you put it through your cutter, you still cut normal, but now the adhesive's on the back and you just peel it off like a sticker. So again, by the power of television, I'm going to bring them out. This is what they come out like. This is the base one. How fun is that? Looks like a real little Gumball Machine front faceplate, I guess you'd call it. And this is the little bitty guy. So fun. And then you have this. Now I'll tell you, I went ahead and cut out an extra piece of that one. And I will tell you why in a minute, but let me just pull it out. And I didn't even cut the whole thing because I was being very thrifty with my metallic paper. I knew I just wanted the center because what I'm going to do is build a little washer so that it twists around even easier. You see how easy mine swirls? Sorry, I'm not sure if you can see if it's on the screen or not. There you go. Okay, so what else do we need? I'm going to pull out, sorry, I need one more thing for today to build this. And I don't know where it went. Oh, there's a hole in my plastic bag. That did not help me. All right. My goodness, we're doing it again. Things are just topsy-turvy. This is a brad, because you need something in the center to make it spin, right? If you wonder where the brad is from the round and square brads that's in our annual catalog. So there's some little bitty ones that are white and black. I just grabbed the white one. So just wanted you to know. All right. So let me move some of this out of the way. So this is trash. Okay, this I'm going to make more gumball machines after. This has got to get back on my framelit page before I lose, especially this little teeny tiny one. How about you guys? Is anyone else getting ready for Valentine's Day? Are there any other stamp sets you're using that are not traditional Valentine's Day stamp sets? You made any Valentines? Just getting geared up? Well, I know somebody's making Valentine's Day, the Valentine's Day cards out there, not just me. Has anybody got the Gumball Machine bundle that they're having fun with? You have to tell me while I'm playing. Okay, so these are all the pieces, which I'm going to leave up here a minute, and I'm going to start building our card, if you will. So what I'm going to do is, what I did here, I don't know if you can tell, I did stamp color on color to get some hints of hearts around the edges. So I'm going to do that real quickly. I'm just realizing I didn't do everything in advance. I will have to grab my cut and emboss machine in a minute. All right, so we have the hearts. And again, I'm just gonna go real quickly around the edges, and they can be this way, that way. You don't have to put them all on at the same time. Let's see if I can get that one a little better. Pardon my top of my head. Oh, it didn't do too bad. Let's see. All right. And again, you could have cut your some of your stuff out of the middle of the page, and you're probably wondering, how could we do that if we're cutting out the middle of the Gumball machine? But I'll show you why in just a minute. I promise it's doable. Just the very edges is going to appear, so you don't have to go crazy doing this. You can make some upside down. Goodness gracious, Laura. Oh well, that's all right. I don't think anybody's going to notice. I just have to be careful not to make any of these little pieces, my metallic pieces, fly. Got to be careful. I like to put the big heart in the corner. All right, we are almost done. There we go. So we got that done. So we are done with that stamp. I'll clean them after. I know some people clean as they go, but this is an intricate card, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. So I'm going to set that aside, and then we are going to get the Gumball started. Whoop, whoop. So I need to cut out a piece from the DSP, and the DSP, I don't know if I told you, is going to be 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, because I want some of the hearts to show. So I'm going to say that again. It's 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, which I know is an odd size, but I just wanted to see some of those hearts. So I didn't want to take away too much of it. And so I just need to cut the top. Let me get my framelit out for the... Oh, the framelet's not in here. Laura. All right. You guys are going to have to talk amongst yourselves. What did I do? See, that's what happens when you're prepping ahead of time and you don't put stuff away. Oh, here it is. Woof. Phew. This is what the top of the machine looks like. So I am going to, you just kind of play to find out where you want it. So you don't need the whole thing, but I did take the little hat. Sorry, I know I'm off the screen, but I took the little hat. I took this and I planned where I wanted it. Sorry, everything's getting wonky. Here we go. So I don't want to, like, I didn't want the hat to go off the page. I want to see some of the pretty DSP above it. I want to see some of this below it. I didn't want the red stripe to look funny right down the middle, so I needed that to be a little bit off. So you gotta have a little planning to it, okay? Not a whole lot. And you overlap the hat and the base over the edges. So I think that will be good. So when I get it to where I want it, and straight, hello. All right, we're getting there, I promise. All right. So I do want, I think we're close enough I can take that off, but I do want this to be straight. Give me 1 second. We're gonna just make sure the top is straight. And then you're gonna take whatever you use for your framelits. Some people use washi tape. I use, this is Scotch repositionable tape, which I use over and over again, and you can make it a little less sticky. You see how easy that came back off? It's very, very easy to work with. I really have enjoyed it. So again, I just got that on Amazon from Scotch repositionable tape. So I put that right on there. And now I'm going to take this to my machine. So talk amongst yourselves for 1 second while I cut this out. I did cut most things out, as you saw, ahead of time, but forgive me, I neglected one piece. I hope just one. We'll find out as we go, right? So here we go. Whoops. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're not seeing that. I just pulled my camera again. All right, so take this off, and I will definitely, see, my tape is still good. I just put that on the edge of my machine, and I'll use that again and again. So, and again, this, how cute is that? I can use that again, or the hard side. Definitely. I've got a little pile here of goodness. Who says goodness? I was watching a YouTube video. I can't think of her name offhand, but she says goodness. So if I was to put this on right here, I would see red, and that's not what I want. And I'm going to show you, these are the tops. I don't know if this little plastic Ziploc bag came with it. I think I found it. Okay, this is how they come in a box. So you get a bunch of them. You get a bunch of them here. And this is going to go right here. But I did not want to see red because I wanted to see the gumballs, and I thought some of them might be lost with the color there. So what I did was I took a piece of white, and the size of the white was just smaller than this, was the key to how I did it. Some people cut out another piece of white to put behind there, which I will show you. So that would be cutting out another piece of white, but then I felt like I'd have to figure out exactly where that went on here. So I did not do that, but I wanted to show you what you could do. I decided I'm just going to cover the whole back, and it will be easier. So first, I wanted it to here, and then I adhere to the white. So just so you know. So let's just start with that. And I'm going to use my take your pick tool. And I'm going to just peel off. There's adhesive on the top and the back of these little shaker tops. So, all right. So I'm just taking that. That's trash. I'm going to stand up because I want to position this centered in my DSP hole. And when I first did this, I was like, wait a minute. It helps if you put it straight, doesn't it? Stop sticking before I'm ready. I was like, wait a minute, I don't want to see the top and bottom. But that's when I figured out that it's going to be covered up with the other pieces of my gumball machine. Okay, so there you go. That's that. And then I turned it over, and use my take pick tool again. Voila. Now that's all adhesive, that's all adherence, all sticky. What's the word? Words are hard. All right, so just gonna do that. And again, I feel like there's a little bit of a crusty there. I don't like crusties on the back of my cards. All right, get that off. All right, I don't want to put this on the red. I want it just on the white. And sorry, I'm going to do it this way because I made the white just smaller than the red on purpose so that it's easy to adhere. And if you put the adhesive on the DSP, you don't, oh my gosh, did anyone else pick up on that? I didn't put in my my gumballs. All right. Oh my goodness, what not to do, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thankfully it's coming off. It's coming off. Oh my goodness. I did not ruin my DSP. That's good. And you've got to laugh at yourself sometimes. Look at that. What not to do. I'm just curious if it's still salvageable. I think it is. I could get a whole nother shaker dome, but I'm gonna just give myself a minute. Look at that, we salvaged it. I'm just gonna have to grab another piece of paper, which thankfully is just basic white cardstock. Sometimes you learn more of what not to do from somebody than what to do. Kind of like parenting. Sometimes you look at other people and say, I never want to do that as a parent. And it's something you may not have even thought of. Okay, so bear with me just 1 second while I grab another piece of basic white cardstock. I happen to have a standard size right nearby, so I do want to cut that down, and I'll mention again that this is 3.5 by 4.5, so it's not as big as my inside piece. and I knew somebody was gonna laugh at me. Oh my goodness. You know, you've all been there. We've all done whoopsies, right? We've all done the whoopsies. All right, so I'm just cutting it with my cutter really quick. 3.5 by 4.5. I would do it on camera, but I have covered up my whole workspace. So there we go. We got another piece. Thankfully, it's not stamped or anything needed. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. Whew. But I am going to get out some gumballs. Okay. The gumballs come in a little box. And I would love to say how many are in here. But let me just tell you, there's a lot. Because I put all those gumballs in there. And I've done even another card. And look, I feel like it looks like I haven't taken any out. There is so many gumballs in here. It's awesome. So what I do is I fill it up. Say when. Do you see them flying around? Oh my gosh. Don't do it on camera. Get all in a rush. You need to control your gumballs. All right, come on. I think I'm there. What do you think? Think that's enough? I think we're enough. I'll call it. But look, still, I can't tilt it sideways, but look, it still looks like I haven't even touched it. Looks brand new still. So there you go. Gumballs are in. Oh my goodness. So we are going to add glue again, and again, not to the white, because could you imagine if I just smeared glue all over this? No. I'm going to put the glue on the back of the DSP. I know it's going to be a little still tacky, but I want to make sure this does not open up my gumballs there. I think I lost some of my sticky on here, so I'll just put a tiny bit on there. All right, it's got a lot of adhesive now. And again, you want to put the white onto the DSP. And I'm going to just pull it off the edge. That way, it doesn't have to be exactly the same size as the DSP. Got a little smushed. But it'll be okay. There's going to be so much goodness going on, no one's going to notice. And we got our shaker card. Okay. Goodness gracious alive, Laura. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on this. And we're going to put it right on the red. We're just going to start building our shaker card right on the card. Goodness gracious. Yeah, I want it to have some good bones. And you can do, there's adhesive foam strips you could use as well. That's really good for when you're doing large areas, or full foam sheets. So anyway, that's good. I'm going to pull this out real quick. Take off my little... Some people use the take your pick tool to get these off. I tend to prefer to do it with my fingernails still. Stay on there. Why are they not wanting to stick? Guess I'm being in too much of a hurry. One last one. Here we go. I'm gonna just put that right on here. And yes, I like my dimensionals. Sucker for some dimensionals. Okay, so then the question is, do you want to do dimensionals again? All right, so let's just build some of our machine first. So this piece here is going to go on here, and if I was smart I would have had the adhesive sheet on here, but I did not do that. So I'm going to pull out my silicone mat, which is amazing. I'm going to put that on here. There's not too many things here that I'll have to do this with, but this is one of them. And what I do is I just take a little bit of glue in a spot on the mat. Let me move this out of the way. Hopefully we don't need our cutter again tonight. I try to prepare most things. And then you just dab it on. If you're really good with little dots from your glue dispenser, that works too. Find a clean spot on the mat. I do want to do one more spot on here. Boom. It's getting tacky. Okay. So then I'm going to get this out of the way because I don't want glue on anything else. And on here, you'll see where it kind of changes. There's little divots here. So I just want to put it kind of where it changes. I like that. Just giving it some dimension, and that's what some of these other pieces are. You see the little gumball rolling around. Haha. All right, so again, I'll show you another way to do it, because again, I could get out my little silicone mat, but we're going to give you some variety the other way to do this. And moving it so it doesn't glob. See, just a really thin line. If you start to know your glue and know its pressure, you can do this. See, don't need much. So this goes down here. So I'm just going to put that right on there. Boom. And then we're going to build the top of our machine. And this is the same thing. I hope this is in focus. I'm sorry if it's not. There you go. And you're just going to put that on there. It's just to give the card or the machine some dimension. And then I'm going to close this up. And I am enjoying the gumball rolling around my desk. I think it's funny. Okay, so I put the glue away because if you remember, I did put adhesive sheet on the back of this. So we are going to go ahead and get really up close and personal with this little teeny tiny piece. Because we're going to take the backing off this. I did not use the adhesive sheet when I built mine, but I thought for you to see the way you should do it, since it's such a tiny piece, it would be better with adhesive. But I'm laughing because it may have been easier just put a little dab of glue because it's so tiny. Here, I finally got it turned over. There we go. See that adhesive coming off there? Even this little teeny tiny one. Can you see that? I think you can. Out of focus, but I think you can see it. It's coming off. All right, that's trash. Yeah, I flicked it, sorry. Everyone with OCD just went, where did that go? Oops. I do put my dimensional things straight in the garbage, so I'm pretty good, but I do always vacuum after a crafting event. So there you go. You got the little metal top to it. How cute is that? Let's see if I got it straight. Let's just shimmy that just a tiny bit. There we go. Perfect. Is that in focus? Okay, so got the top. Now we're going to keep building since we're here. All right, so I'm going to show you. I took this one. I told you about it, that I need to trim this down just a tiny bit. So take your snips. And you just kind of trim it down because all you want is the circle. And this does not need any adhesive or anything because we want it to, it's going to be a troublemaker. We want it to move, right? We want it to spin. I don't know about you, but I love interactive cards. I have nieces and nephews that I think are going to enjoy that. So, boom. So what I did was I took my brad, I put it through, I didn't want to have to put this back down, but I guess I'm going to, because you got to pick this one up. And even if there's adhesive sheet on the back, you're not going to peel it off. I did make the mistake of putting these through with the adhesive specs, but I don't want that. I want them to be free moving. So I'm putting it through that. This is going to act as a little washer to give it movement. Just a little more space so it doesn't catch on the back. And then we want it to go through this hole here. So I'm going to put this down for a second. I'm going to take, yeah, Debbie, you're right. I need tweezers. So I'm going to take your pick tool. And if you have any foam base, I just go down to the corner. If you have our foam mat, all I'm going to do, I know I'm off the thing, so all I'm going to do, I'll bring it back, is I'm going to punch a little hole right here in the middle. So I just use my little corner of my foam mat because I don't want to do it in the middle where I'm going to be stamping later. So just give myself a little hole. There you go. And this I see is like the 5-cent thing that goes in there. So I'm going to put that up. So first I'm going to open this up. And then you can just take something. You can even take your scissors. Just push it down a little bit in the middle to kind of help that spread, okay? And then I'm going to put dimensionals on the back, little foam adhesives to build this up just a little bit. Okay. Let's look at the beautiful finished product. I love Debbie's idea for tweezers. I definitely should have had the tweezers out. Great idea, Debbie. So then here, I kind of envisioned that this little slot matches up with this slot. So that's what I'm kind of going by when I put this on here. So that goes on there. So my little spinning mechanism is ready. And now I'm ready to put it on here. I am going to put more dimensionals on here. It's up to you how fat you want it or not want it. I'm going to do it because I'm going to be able to hand deliver these, number one. But even if it was going in the mail, I would take a chance. So I think it is too darn cute. So that's just me. So again, you could definitely put any layer of this flat. I just felt that the bulkier it is, the machine, the more it simulated a machine. So now you're going to cover this part up. So you just kind of go right up to it and center it best you can, and boom, put that on there. And then on here, I'm going to take a couple minis for this one. I say that, but where are they? Here they are. So these are smaller dimensionals called minis, mini dimensionals. I'm hoping it doesn't show out the sides. So here we go. And I'll show you, this is where people use sometimes their take your pick tool, and they might do that. Take multiples off at the same time. I guess I should practice that if I'm going to show you. Some people like to use that. I'm still a fingernail girl. Okay, so again, I'll show you. I want to get this right up to it because I want to cover up that opening of adhesive. So it's very easy to do. Boom. So I've got that. And now the last thing I want is a little sentiment. So I'm going to put this away before I lose it. I'll do it better later, but okay. So we have some different sentiments in here. And let's see. And then I still have the Sweet Talk framelit set here. So being that we can make it a little different if we want. Let's see. You know what? I don't want it to be quite that long because I like this shorter. I am pulling from the Tasteful Label dies, which I think everyone should have in their little arsenal. Such fun little sentiment shapes. I'm going to use this framelit right here. I'm going to change it up. This was fun too. But I'm going to use this one. Make a little tag. Okay. Moving some stuff out of the way. let's make it a little different. How about if we use I Choose You? We're going to do that. And I think I have it mounted for you already. Here we go. We have that one mounted. And for this, I just used a little scrap. Just any scrap of white paper, as long as it fits in the framelit. This one does not, so throw that to the side. This is plenty big. Okay. I'm just going to pull my Memento Tuxedo Black back out because I want it to really stand out. And at the same time, I want to do, see this little 5 cent? How adorable is that? That's your nickel for the machine. I mounted this little guy for us. Hold on one second, let me grab it. Just gonna grab it. See, here he is. You are not gonna be able to see him, are you? Little teeny tiny stamp. Okay, it's gonna be hard to see there. We'll see it when it's stamped. So, just always practice. Make sure it's coming out nice and dark. Look through it. You can see if there's any clear spots. Okay. Put that on there. There you go. And you can have multiple. You can have little coins all over the ground if you want, or gumballs. There's little stamps for the gumballs too. Very fun. Let me close this up before Anna has a heart attack. Okay, so then I take my framelit and I go like this. And then where is my gumball framelit? I need the little circle. This one right here, this little guy, that is your 5 cent. Some people may think it's a gumball circle framelit, but it's not. Here's your gumball framelits here. This is your 5 cents framelit. So this will fit perfectly around that. If you wanted to, you could use this for a little washer. This is actually really great for the, if you get the one with the windmill, the set, to make a washer just like we did on here. You put that behind the windmill blades and it gives you a little washer for the windmill. So just a little FYI. Okay, so here we go. Boom. And again, by the power of television, I'm going to dump out some stuff. Oh, I had some extra pieces because I really didn't trust myself not to lose that little teeny tiny piece during our video. So I had an extra. Had a couple extras just in case. Okay. So this is what this ends up turning out like. Little bitty 5 cent. I also took just a little piece of Highland Heather so that we can mat it like we did before. Same exact framelit. And then the I Choose You is going to look like this when it comes out. So I'm going to put this framelit back and this framelit back. All right. So power of television. Here we go. So for this, I'm going to take just a little bit of glue, and when I put it on, I'm going to make it a little off center like I did here, just to give it a little bit. And you can have the base show a little bit too, if you wanted. It's a good question. Do I want to? Do I want to do it like that? Nah, I don't think I do right now. So, just a little bit of glue. Make sure I put it on to give it that border. Try not to have the other side show if you don't want them to. And then I'm going to have it come out like I did before. And before I glue it on, I am going to go ahead and put it right on the base. And I'll tell you why, because I want it to go off it a little bit, but I don't want my sentiment to go off the card base. I'll show you what I mean here in a second. I'll show you what, make sure it's opening the right way. Make sure it's centered. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now, and this is up to you again, if you want to put it up on dimensionals or not. I don't want to because I want it to peek behind. That was another reason why I wanted to put my machine up on dimensionals, because I want it to come out behind, but I don't want it to go off the side of my card. So I have a barrier, invisible barrier, but a barrier in my mind. A little glue on here. And then I want to tuck it in just enough, but not to go off the page. And then I've got my 5 cents that I am going to take another one of those mini dimensionals. Oops, only one. They want to come in pairs. And I'm going to just put my 5 cents somewhere. Where should I put it? Here? 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 Where should I put a 5 cents? I'm just going to put it right there. Make it a little different. Get stuff out of the way. These are my 2 cards. And this, again, is a sample treat box. Thought that was really fun. Again, just showing how these treat boxes can be decorated. And just punch a little hole in a little window sheet. If you have window sheets, you can also, and you don't have the domes, you can also make shaker cards here. You know, it's all fun, fun, fun. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's card. I'm gonna see if I can't bring you back up to me for a second. Hi. I really hope you enjoyed tonight's card. I really enjoyed putting it together. I hope you enjoyed seeing my, oops. I'm going to take you back down to the desk just for one more second. I have something I want to show you, so bear with me. Not sure if you guys are familiar. There is some great promotions going on right now. There is kit collections that you can get online, and I do ask that you guys let me know if you want to do a kit class. I thought it'd be really fun. They've got some really great kits out there right now. And I really encourage you to go out or reach out to me. Debbie, I'm so glad you liked the card. Oh, that's wonderful. Reach out to me. This is a new one that just came out all together. Such wonderful. It's this new stamp set that, I apologize. This is not a kit. I'm kind of commingling things. I apologize. This is a new bundle that's going to be available in February to customers. It's available now for pre-orders for demonstrators. It'll be available in February for customers. But if you want to do a kit class, let me know. I thought it would be fun. We can do a private Zoom class or a private Facebook Live to whomever wants to get some kits together, and we can have a little party. There are so many. I know it's really hard to see here. Try and bring it up. There are so many different kit classes online. I just think that you will really love it. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. And I'll just a reminder again, through the end of February, if you order with me, you will get an extra brush brass butterflies packets, which they're just so cute. and you'll get a quarter pack of the New Horizon paper. So good to see everybody. Thank you for coming tonight, and I really hope you enjoyed your Gumball Machine shaker card. You're very welcome, guys. Have a good night.